Hi everyone, and welcome to the second annual Rogers Finance Net Worth Reveal video. So last year when we left off, my net worth was at $65,000. I will link that video down below. At the time I was 25 years old. I'm now 26 years old. A lot has changed. I've learned a lot in the financial space, tried to educate myself. Still learning, don't know everything. And before we do start, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Ramadan, even though it's not now. Or if you don't celebrate anything at all, hope you're having a good December. And I also do want to add a note that before we get into this, your net worth doesn't define you as an individual, obviously. You're not worth any less if you have less. I just feel the need to point that out because I don't want people getting depressed. There's certainly people way ahead of me in every respect. And there's certainly people behind me, and that's going to be true for any individual. So don't judge yourself based on your net worth, but it's a good thing to keep in mind to sort of be able to grow yourself as a person and, elevate your financial standing. But that doesn't mean you're a less person if you have less. Just felt the need to say that, but we're going to hop right into it. So retirement. I had in 2020 $19,698 in all three of my retirement accounts. That represents one Roth IRA and two 401ks. And I still have that same, collection, except in 2021, my total now is up to $29,889, which represents roughly a 52% increase. Now, I did contribute essentially the same amount as last year, maybe even less in terms of actual contributions. However, two key benefits. The market went crazy again in 2021, which built on my original investment from 2020. That grew, plus the contributions I made. I max out my Roth IRA every year. That really helped, and everything just kind of grew more with time. It was just a great year in terms of investment, so it's going to happen. So we're going to put in $2,889. So retirement savings are coming along quite well. I'm very happy with those numbers right now. And I feel like I'm well on my way to a good retirement number. So next up is my car. I own a 2019 Kia Soul. It is paid off in full, totally paid off. Some people don't consider this an asset. I do, because it's a totally paid off thing, even though generally cars do depreciate in value. Now, again, we are in a very weird year with things, and while normally a car, especially one that's nothing fancy or, not a collectible rather, like a Kia Soul, would depreciate, the opposite happened this year. My car appreciated in value quite a lot because of the chip shortage. So last year, my car's value was at about $11,000. And here, as you can see, as an offer from Carvana for my car. I could maybe get a little bit higher somewhere else, but, just for the sake of accounting, we're just going to go with this offer. So I would get $17,242, which represents, I think, about a 53% increase over last year, which is psychotic. That is not normal. That should not be happening, and it probably won't happen in the future. But it is what it is, and you got to account for it. So I have an increase in my car's value, which contributes to my net worth in a weird way. So we have that. Next, we will talk about crypto, which is a little bit exciting. Sorry if my head keeps cutting off, by the way. My laptop keeps sliding back because the back is broken, and I don't want to replace it because that seems like a stupid thing to spend money on, so I'm not. So last year, my crypto was worth $3,100, and if we go into, my ledger here, we now stand at $20,369, which is insane. I would have never, ever expected it to get to this level. I know a lot of people like to do little crypto predictions, and they're like, oh, I told you so. I never would have expected this. I'm glad I held it, but I didn't think this would happen. Still, though, wow. I definitely have to put that into the portfolio. And let me do a quick percentage calculation here. So get this, we are up 557% on my crypto investments over the past year, which is obviously my best performing thing in this entire thing. I can tell you straight up, even though we haven't gone into everything yet. That is crazy. 557%. wow. I think there's certainly a place for crypto in your portfolio. I'm not one of those people that are like super gung-ho on it. Like everything in your portfolio has to be crypto. This is the future. I think there is definitely future capabilities of it, especially for bigger things like Ethereum. I don't think that it should encompass everything you do all the time. And I think that holds true for pretty much anything. So next we will go into, I guess, what else do we have left? Regular brokerage account. So in 2020 for that account, that was worth $17,587. And this year, with a lot of contributions and again, a great market, that account is now worth $38,889. Put that in there. And then let me do a quick calculation. So that equates to about 121% increase, which is also crazy. So all these accounts I've just been going crazy, basically. Next, I think we will head into, what else do I have left? I think emergency savings. Let's see. Yes, so we'll go into emergency savings next. I don't know. Oh, yes, I do have it here. So that was $5,100. I guess I could do this off camera, but what does it matter? You get to participate in the behind the scenes. That's more exciting. So 2020, we have $5,100. Then 2021, let's see. So in 2021, was December of 2020, I decided to take the bit of the unconventional path and put the majority of my emergency savings into a brokerage fund, which was like an automated robotic sort of managed fund. The reason I did this is because I didn't really trust inflation and I wanted to get ahead of it. My goal was just to hit like 4% return and stay ahead of just letting it dry up in my bank account. Normally people do not recommend this. They say this is a terrible idea. Don't do this. So take it for what you will. In my opinion, it wasn't like a bad thing because I have all those other accounts that I could really draw down on if I really, really needed to. And it was in pretty stable things like VU. However, in any case, if the market plunged, these funds are going to plunge too. But it turned out to be a great move for what it was. And that is, those accounts are now worth $6,224. So it did end up working out. And I'm very glad it did. Let's see what the percentage increase is on that. That works out to a 22% increase, which means we beat inflation by a lot. Which is great because inflation was really bad this year. So I'm very glad that I did end up putting it in there. I did keep some in actual like liquid cash, enough for like 2 months of 2021 expenses. My expenses are probably going to go up next year for a multitude of reasons, but that was enough for like 2 months of 2021 expenses, which I had $1,000 in cash, which I know seems low to a lot of people. My logic behind this basically is that, like I said, I couldn't go into those other accounts, and also I'm fairly young, and if I ended up losing my job and my income and whatever, I have my dividend income, which although isn't crazy high or anything, it's about $100 a month almost, which is fairly substantial in my opinion. Also, it's not too hard to get a job right now. I could always get something at McDonald's or Walmart or whatever if need be, and be able to supplement my unemployment, or have like a chance to not draw down on these accounts as much. So that's in like the worst case scenario where things went bad. But that's kind of my logic behind it. Some people wouldn't do that in any case, but that's just me, so sorry if it offends you. And then finally we have regular savings. So in 2020 I had $8,500 in regular savings. And in 2021, we are down actually to $8,402. So the reason for this is I drew down on some of my savings in my regular bank account to fund investment purchases. However, some of my general savings was also in another automated brokerage, which means that even though I drew down more than $100, it ended up going up like several $100s. So we ended up with only a $100 loss, or about a 1% drop. So that's my only account that actually went down. This account is just for a general sort of fund, not emergency, but for something like a down payment on a house if I ever get to that point. That's kind of what that is for. And it did go down a little. I'm totally okay with that though, because the overall picture is healthy. So in 2020, Screen fell again. My 2020 total was $65,000, which is awesome, I think. I was 25 years old at the time and just kind of getting started. Still kind of getting started, but I have a little more experience now and a little more wisdom a year later in my life. I feel like I have improved a lot of my financial thinking. I'm not like yield chasing as I was before in dividend investing. I'm diversifying a little more. I'm paying more attention to the investments I make and looking actually into them instead of just blindly throwing money at things. So I think I did a lot better this year in that respect, and I'm really proud of where I've come, and it did take a lot of sacrifice to get to these numbers. Don't get me wrong. I do not have a crazy high salary. It's actually, I can go into that in a second, but I don't have a crazy high salary. This was a lot of commitment and drive on my part. So my 2021 total was $121,000 and $15. So that's a weird thing to say. $121 and $15. We'll just say $121,000, which is crazy. So not only did I pass the $100,000 mark, which was like a stretch goal for me, I crashed through that wall and went way up. So crazy, crazy, crazy. Let's see what that is in an increase. So guys, that represents an 86% increase over last year in my net worth, which you cannot expect every year. Even if the markets were, great every year, I'm not going to get that kind of percentage every year. Because, imagine someone like Elon Musk going up 86%. Not that I'm comparing myself to him or anything, but that would be crazy. So that's certainly not going to happen. But it's really amazing to see this year and see my hard work pay off. So I'm really, really, really glad to see that. So I guess we could go into what I make this year versus last year and maybe some expenses that I felt were increased and kind of where inflation hit me. So in 2020, let's see here. So in 2020, I roughly made $31,000 in the year. This might be a little bit off because of like bonuses. This was when I was primarily working at Walmart, but it was roughly around $31,000. And then in 2021, I switched jobs. I went to Tesla, where I'm at now. And now I make, so combined with my pay and the stock options, I think it equates to like $42,000, which is a big increase. However, it's still not a crazy salary or anything, I don't think. For a single person, though, it's not bad. And I live in the Rust Belt, so it's not like things are super expensive here. So let's see what that percentage increase is. It's about a 35% increase, so up 35%, which is great. And I really want to build on that. I want that to be a lot higher, obviously, in the coming year, and I think I will achieve that. However, I'm satisfied with what I was able to do. I think, if I have more assets, I can do more with those assets. My general goals in 2022 are just to basically expand my investing. I'd like to top off some of my crypto and just continue investing in dividends. I'm also on the non-investing side with my money. I want to give back a little. I think I'm starting to get into higher and higher amounts in these accounts, and I do care about people. I hope it doesn't come off like I'm like some Scrooge person. So I do want to start making monthly donations to places like Feeding America, which I really believe in, that provides food to people in need. I think that's a big deal. Everyone should have food, obviously. So that's that. And obviously in expenses, so my rent expenses did increase. I moved away from home. So my rent at home was $300 a month, which I know is laughable to people. I did get a roommate, and I'm now at $500 a month. So I'm going to try to just ballpark this without putting it into the calculator. I'm really bad at math, so I apologize if this is off. So 250 to 500 would be 50%. So I'm guessing it's like 40% increase, something. So like a 40% increase in cost of living in terms of housing. And then my food budget also had to go up just because what I could buy in the grocery store, which is primarily Walmart and Aldi's, even though that they're, pretty good in competing, things did still go up. So last year I was spending about $35 a week on average. I'd say this year it really went to like $40 a week, which, isn't bad or anything. I tried to do my best to conserve. However, that does represent a 14% increase. So there's that. Also, gasoline went up this year quite significantly. I don't really know what my exact amount I spend per month is. I think, about in 2020, I think I was spending about $20 a week. So let's see, 20 times 52, so about 1,040. It now takes me maybe $30 a week to fill up. So 52. So that's about an extra $500 to $600 a year in gas. Now this might adjust next year. Also, it was a lot cheaper in the beginning of the year because of the whole gas thing. It was really crazy, actually. We've had like crazy cheap and crazy expensive in like the span of a year. But I don't really know if I can exactly quantify that, but it probably went up like 10-15% for me in terms of gas prices. So overall, my cost of living did go up. My salary went up. My net worth went up. Everything's going up, and you kind of just have to stay ahead of it. And I hope you guys did enjoy. I didn't have a seasonal hat this year because I couldn't find it. Hopefully I'll have it in the next one. But I hope you guys did enjoy. I just want to reiterate, though, if you did make it to this end point, please leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and continue to advance your investment skills and build your net worth. Hope you're ahead of me at some point. I think you will be if you just work on it. Or maybe you already are. And if you're not, you can do this. I promise you. If there's anything I can answer in the comments down below, please leave them down below. I'm happy to answer any questions. And you guys have a safe and healthy holiday week / weekend / end of the year, or whatever you happen to celebrate or don't. Bye-bye.